a couple of days ago. Now they are all islands colonized in the days, and they use those islands for slavery. My brother, my sister, this is the class. Today I'm taking you to St. Thomas. From St. Thomas, which is today called the Danish West Indies, we're going to be going all the way to America. Oh my God, today's story would make you bleed in your heart. Today we're talking about a man who was born in slavery. In fact, his parents were taken all the way from West Africa, carried all the way on the slave ship, and carried all the way to the island of St. Thomas. Now, St. Thomas, my brother, my sister, was a bubbling island of slavery. The British, the Danes, and others used it as their hub for slavery. St. Thomas is one of the Virgin Islands in the Caribbean Sea, one of the three largest of the United States Virgin Islands. In fact, it is a very, very comfortable territory of the United States, and it is a very stable democracy. In fact, it has natural beauty, and a lot of tourists see it as their favorite or one of their favorite holiday sites. Our hero for today was simply called Telemaque, Telemaque. But as he was born into slavery, his slave master decided to call him Denmark Vesey. Denmark Vesey. And Denmark is spelled D-E-N-M-A-R-K. Vesey is V-E-S-E-Y. And you can see the statue, in fact, of Denmark Vesey right here on the blackboard, right here in the African History class. And those of you who are with us on Twitter, you can also see it. This is Denmark Vesey. And today, we're going to be telling you the story of this great black man, and the story is about to blow your mind. Now, Denmark Vesey was born in 1767, circa 1767, and he was born in St. Thomas. In fact, at a very young age of about 4, he was separated from his mother and father. He never really knew his father, but at least the last time he saw his mother was when he was only 4 years old. He was a little boy who was so brilliant, and he loved to study and to read. By the age of 7, he was already carried into the United States of America, into South Carolina, in the city of Charleston. My brother, my sister, when he arrived in Charleston, he worked as a slave, night and day, breaking his back. In fact, he walked to his slave master and asked him how he could free himself from slavery. The slave master laughed, and he said, when you grow, you would know how to free yourself from slavery. In fact, just a couple of months later, he returned to his enslaver and asked him the same question, sir, how do I free myself from slavery? And his master now posed a question at him. What did he say? He said, and I quote, why do you want to free yourself from slavery? Am I wicked to you? He said, it's not about you being wicked, but I am tired of having to live by your dictates and your whims and caprices. Oh gosh. Hear me now. What did he say? It's not about you being wicked to me, but I am tired of living by your dictates, your whims and caprices. Oh gosh. My God, he wanted to be free like the bird. He wanted to go to bed when he willed, and he wanted to eat when he wished. He wanted to walk and talk when he wanted to. He didn't want to be held down by any strings. His master looked at him, growled silently inside his stomach, and told him, Vesey, if you truly want to move out of slavery, then you would have to be able to pay for your freedom. He asked how much it would cost to save himself from slavery. And when he was told, he never even asked for a reduction. He went into hard work, private work. He would work for his master. The little time that he had to rest, he would use it to do private work, to be able to earn some money. As he was saving, he was able to put away some good amount of money. But that was nowhere near the amount of money needed to free him from the shackles of slavery. Oh gosh. Now he was beginning to fall in love with a young lady, a very pretty young lady. And oh, they started making love. In fact, for the enslaver, it was so good and so nice to see two slaves making love. After all, they will give birth to children, and the children would be part of his chattels, better still his property. So sometimes enslavers will move from one camp to the other, looking for the healthiest man to come and mate their female slaves, so they would have healthy children that they could call their property. It is the same way you bring a goat to come and mate your female goat. Same way you cross your pigs. In fact, it was the same thing in the days of slavery. He met this pretty woman. They started mating. Oh, they started having children. Oh, boom. He was still struggling and putting aside money to be able to pay for his own freedom. One day, whilst he was out there looking for a job, private job to make some money, to put away to buy his own freedom, he walked into a lottery shop, and there he asked what was happening in there. He was told that it was a gambling base, and that if he was interested, he could win some money for himself, but it was a game of chance. When he was introduced to the game, he said, okay, how much do I have to stake or put aside to be able to win this amount of money? Everybody in there started to laugh at him because it was a huge amount of money that he wanted to get. But when they mentioned it to him, he went back home and brought out all his savings and went into the lottery shop and decided to stake lotto that day. Oh my God, single 128. He staked away all his life savings and was waiting quietly for the evening for the results to be mentioned. And when the results were mentioned, he won. He won, my brother, my sister, a huge amount of money. And his master was sitting there in the evening, smoking his pipe and drinking wine. Oh my God, mixed with rum. He walked quickly to him and told him, well, tonight I would like to pack out of this house. He said, why do you want to pack out of this house? Has somebody hurt you? Remember, you are still my slave. He said, no more. He gave the man every little penny that he demanded for his freedom, and he even gave him additional money and told him, thank you for being kind to me, but I want to be a man of my own. After winning the lottery and purchasing his freedom, oh my God, that was when he was about 32 years old. Remember, at that time he already had a woman and he had children. My brother, my sister, at the age of 32, he freed himself. The rest of the money that he had, he used that to start some business. But he was never able to earn enough money, to free and buy the freedom of his wife and children. So his wife and children still remained in slavery whilst he was a free man. Oh God, anytime he wanted to visit his wife, he had to take permission from the enslaver. Anytime he wanted to make love to his wife, he had to take permission from his own enslaver. Oh gosh. But the little money he was able to make from his business, he became one of the most independent black people on the streets of Charleston. Vesey also worked as a carpenter and became active in the Second Presbyterian Church. In 1818, he helped found an independent African Methodist Episcopal, AME. He was one of the founding members of the AME, African Methodist Episcopal Church. Oh my God. Oh my God. My brother, my sister, today is known as Mother Emmanuel. My brother, my sister, the Emmanuel African Methodist Episcopal Church was originally the African Methodist Episcopal. Today is Mother Emmanuel. Now, the congregation began with the support of white clergy and with over 1,848 members, rapidly becoming the second largest AME congregation in the nation of America. My brother, my sister, in the summer of 1822, Vesey allegedly used his substantial influence amongst the black community, to plan a major slave revolt. He knew he could not pay for the freedom of his wife and children, but he wanted to see them free. He also wanted to see other slaves free. So he organized a huge slave revolt in 1822. He went from place to place, community to community. Black people respected him so much because he was a free man, and at the same time he owned his own businesses. He started moving from plantation to plantation as if he was there to preach, but he was telling them about the land of Haiti, and he wanted all of them to kill their white enslavers so that they would all jump on a ship and go to Haiti, which at that time was already independent by the kind courtesy of Toussaint Louverture. My brother, my sister, that was what he did. Now, he was able to convince a lot of people who were ready to do that. But when you are doing such a thing, look for people who are loyal and people who are honest. Whilst he was talking to black people, there were some who were house niggers. You know what it means to say house nigger? Sell out black people. Some of them went to report to the enslavers. And before long, city officials sent a militia to arrest the leaders of the plot, including our hero for today, Denmark Vesey. And when they were sent to court, there was a guilty pronouncement on them. They were locked up. And that was the end of that revolt. That never was. He was hanged at the age of 55. My brother, my sister, he never got to see his wife again. He never got to see his children again. He was never able to partake in that slave revolt. But he had been able to convince a huge chunk of the people. He was hanged at the age of 55. In later proceedings, some 30 additional followers were also executed. Another group, including his own son, with his wife, called Sandy. They were also convicted of conspiracy and deported from the United States. They were not killed. His son was deported all the way to Haiti, and he was looking forward to going to Africa. Today, my brother, my sister, we remember this great man who paid for his own freedom at the age of 32 on the 9th day of November 1799, at the age of just 32. He paid for his own freedom at $1,500. Oh my God, which he won from a lottery. Today we remember this wonderful man. Oh my God. He won a lottery of 1,500 American dollars, and he paid for his freedom. Out of it, $600, and he kept $900, which he used to start a business that ended up in him founding a church and also using it to help black people in the community. Today we remember you. Today we want to say we love you. Yes, you were involved in a failed uprising, but you were able to convince many. Later on in life, those same people gathered up and they were involved in slave rebellions. They took a cue from you. The mistakes you made. Today we remember you, Papa. Oh, Papa Telemaque. Papa Denmark Vesey. You were such a great man. A man who bought his own freedom. A man who paid every penny for his freedom. A man who wanted to see other black people free. A man who lived in pain. A man who understood that it was better to be a hungry free man than a well-fed slave. Oh, Papa. Papa. Papa, uniyamiko. Papa, uniyamiko. Papa. Papa, misi uniyamiko. Papa, damn video. Papa. Misi uniyamiko, Papa. Papa, uniyamiko. Yeah, Papa. Papa. Misi uniyamiko. Misi uniyamiko. Oh, Papa. Oh, Papa. Denmark Vesey is recognized in American history and in black history. The Denmark Vesey house in Charleston, although almost certainly not the historic home of Vesey, was designated a National Historic Landmark in 1976 by the Department of Interior in America and open to tourists. In the same 1976, the city of Charleston commissioned a portrait of Vesey, which you see right now standing with him in suit and holding his book. Today we remember you, Papa. Uniyamiko. Papa, missy baba yo. Oh, Papa. In the burden of knowledge, I ask you, now that you know what to do, how will the story of Telemaque or Denmark Vesey impact your own life in today's world? In the burden of knowledge, I ask you, now that you know what to do, be an any ole mini obafe, yezunda kagane mezaka yine, ye papango bokaya nang, fifi ya nyanu kaina wo, bana yehu, beden, lele yanjima singa be kunne, lele yanjima singa berry, lele yanjima singa be kunne. It's been the African History class.